I talked with Dixie, who runs this place, yesterday. She said they've been finding dead animals out here, not eaten. They found bones up in the tree, hung like ornaments. And Dixie's a hard nut to crack. She's not completely in on all this, but she said, dude, there's some weird shit going on there right now. So we're gonna head out, head out in the boardwalk, and see what we can find. Here, where are we at, Connor? Crowley Nature Museum.
Yep, the Crowley Nature Museum in Myakka, man. And I've had this place on my map for probably a half decade, ever since I heard about the skunk ape. And then once I started following Stacy, you know, he's done a lot of research down here. And then talking to you ever since the Florida Bigfoot conference. And to have exclusive access here is such a treat. And we're greeted with some strange weather, so all the anomalies are definitely going to be alive and well. And the farm animals are already turned up, so yeah. I think something has already stirred up this area in Grid. Right there is the famous Tatum House, built from 1889. James actually told me it was moved here. And you know what that reminds me of? The Gregory House from Torreya State Park. It was moved from Ocheesee Landing up to the top of Torreya. And of course, both areas have tons of skunk apes. So we're just drawing correlations and trying to find out what's in between the lines.
We've got full access today. General public does not.
I'm very excited, and that's when all the strange anomalies and the weird things in the forest, they feel comfortable, they feel at home. They're not ready for this. So hopefully we're just gonna bring our positivity and they're gonna embrace us, because we're all one with the great creator.
Amen to that, brother.
So make sure to get the RF meters, EMF out here on your Sasquatch card.
Yeah, I've got a meter that I didn't bring because I left it at another guy's house that has anomalies going on up in Pensacola. Thing shot up from a baseline of 15 in his house to 61, which is dangerous. Clearly there's a radiation burst in his bedroom. See, another big branch here that no rhyme or reason, just blocking the way.
Yeah, farly disconnected from the other bunches.
A little soft here, so be careful. Sit down. Fuck. Bro.
Prime real estate.
Right. Shit's getting real.
We'll have to talk to Dixie to see if she's had any of the farm animals trouble.
She found, in fact, when we were filming, she texted us something about a cow that they found dead and they couldn't figure out why. No predators, nothing. And that was January?
Very strange. A lot of people have cattle mutilations, but then other people have cattle that just seem to drop dead. Multiple as well.
Yeah, and I think I was reading where that's a sign of if they get stressed quickly, they get this pneumonia that sets in really fast. And I mean really fast, that they can be dead within hours.
Wow, Cullen Finnerty died of pneumonia, they said, because he regurgitated and then, you know, swallowed it and kind of choked on his own vomit. And his levels were off the chart. And a lot of these missing 401 victims, their GHB levels are through the roof. And that's the date rape drug, the roofing. But it's also naturally created in your body. So I think these beings...
All right, we're gonna go up and over here. This is closed. So let me put you down for a second. Right.
Oh yeah.
Made that through unscathed.
Through my missions, I always find myself balancing on weird logs, and I never really, signed myself as like a gymnast or anything. But I played sports my whole life, and now I've seen that it's really set me up for my future with outdoor adventuring.
Shit, it comes in handy. You get old like me, man. It's like my mind thinks I can do something. My body's like, no. I'm not that young anymore, though, man. I'm not that young anymore. It's a young man's game. And I'm trying to look like a young man, but my body's like, nah,
hey,
dude.
You're out here, man. And energy is never created nor destroyed. You know, it's always existed. The only thing that never exists is coincidence, because everything has a reason, you know. There's definitely some kind of math to it all. But the cool thing is, I think our soul can change the math, you know. We're not stuck to our one fate. We can manipulate the path as long as the path enters the Most High, where we need to get.
Yeah, the last time I made it back to this, all the way up to this platform, there's some scat.
Nice. Something small.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Spider. I know you haven't had anybody interfere in a while. There's a bunch of them.
Okay. Last time I was up here was at that Halloween event Stacy had. We're standing right here. He did some calls. It's, pitch black night, and then right down. See that big tree right there?
Mm-hmm.
I had my wife and daughter with me, and my wife's like, she doesn't know anything about this, right? She hears from me and half listens most of the time anyway. But there's fireflies, right, which are white or maybe look a little green. And she's like, well, there's two red eyes. Don't you see it? And this was all not flooded, and I could not see it for the life of me. My other daughter goes, yeah, right there. And those two saw it clearly. And she's like, no, it's two eyes about that far apart. And where they pointed at is above where that first series of branches comes out. So minus the water, it's a good 8 feet, right?
That's giant.
Right. And she said they blinked off, like it shut its eyes. And she said, it's probably a firefly, right? And I'm like, well, it probably was because they're white or green. She's like, no, these are red. She's like, what color are their eyes? I'm like, well, red. So, not sure.
That sounds wild, man. And I could definitely see it because they could come from the forest that we just walked from, the swamp over here, or just this miles of wilderness that just goes on for endlessly forever, it seems. And there's abundant wildlife just to provide for it, man. And people don't come back here, clearly.
There's no way.
This is an oasis.
Yeah, there's nothing, no how, no way.
It's awesome to see the birds flying in numbers.
Yeah, big numbers.
By the thousands.
Wish I could zoom it, but it's like hundreds of them.
Yes.
And then over here is a little closer, maybe you can see that.
Just recently when we were filming The Void Cat, this short film that I'm actually the starring character in. I don't know if you saw the cover I just posted a couple days ago. But we were filming at these silos, and of course we knew there was bats and like doves and stuff, we could smell it. But as the way out, when it started getting dark, thousands of them were pouring out. It was really cool, and they were flying around our head. And I'm a couch surfer, so I'm a little crusty sometimes. I was making jokes like, oh, I'm hoping they don't get what's behind my ear, you know. Oh, it was classic, and that reminded me of it when I saw the thousands in the far distance. I'm like, man, that's special.
I'll tell you what, you want to try a couple calls?
Yes, sir.
It's a good point, high point. There's nobody out here in any direction.
I'm gonna face it this way because this is where I think we'll get our activity from.
Okay.
call at least, you know?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh! You went for the aggressive male.
Try to meet the alpha halfway.
Hear that? Like either something was thrown in the water right there, or stepped in the water right there.
Yep, there was definitely a splash. And we haven't heard a splash like that pretty much the whole entire hike, so it's very strange that it happens right after the call.
Down there. Just like someone stepped right in the water.
And it shows how close they can get being stealthy. They can be within 20 yards and you'd have no idea.
Whoop! 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 Right down here again. Splash down here, and I heard over there too.
Me too. Seems to be splashes right after we make our call.
Yeah.
Like something's dropping in the forest or just tossing something in this direction.
I hear it. Whoop! Dude. It's like a grunt. Like a whoop, whoop. And you can hear him.
Woo! Woo!
Over there again. Something's moving around. No idea what. Oh, there's something. Something just moved down through there.
I just heard a noise.
I just saw it. It moved across that little hole. I saw it move. I don't know what it was.
Perfect, you got it though. RPG will be able to do the zoom.
Hopefully. I mean,
Quality.
yeah, it moved across right down there. So it's either an animal or something else, but it was.
And that's exactly where we heard the first splash.
Yeah, whatever it is right there.
And in the distance, you can hear echoes pretty much the whole time. I'm not sure what that is, if it's just the forest coming alive or maybe low vibrational tones from a distance away, kind of like elephants use.
Yeah. Woo! What was that? Yeah.
It's crazy how
Big splash right there.
it's crazy how there's splashes right there and there, like one after another. Can the water and the fish and frogs or whatever's in the water feel the vibrations? You know, it's
I don't know.
It's in synchronicity every time.